Hello and welcome to the next episode of Peteman Reviews. Today we're continuing our theme looking through ToyWorld's robots. This one is Raw. As you can see from the packaging, it's basically a third-party release of the Dinobot Snarl, and in common with many of ToyWorld's release here, the name is kind of a pun based on the original character. So you initially snarl at something, and then after you've snarled at something, you roar. Looking at the packaging, you've got some rather nice artwork on the front here. Flipping the box round, you've got the full artwork here showing Raw in all his glory. That side shows you him in dinosaur mode and robot mode. Other side is exactly the same pun here, except from the rear. Though curiously, he seems to be missing his head. Either they didn't transform it, or that was accidentally photoshopped out. I suppose from the rear it's black, so it might have been photoshopped out, but a little bit unusual that. Let's open the box up, shall we? So again, you just flip it like that. You get some nice instructions here, quite clear in what you have to do. On this side you've got a nice card with some stats on the other side, and you also get a sticker there of Raw as well. You then get the polystyrene embossed with the logo ToyWorld. Just open this up like that, and popping out from its little release here is the gun, and there you have Raw in dinosaur mode. When we just pop him out, you actually don't get him originally with the tail part connected, as this is stored separately within this polystyrene, well, kind of more of a soft felt, soft padding, and as you can see why, because it's full of extremely shiny, not particularly sharp, but I guess it's just to stop damage, but extremely shiny tail. So we'll just pop that back in there, pop the lid back on, and put it to one side. So there is the gun, quite nice, quite shiny. Just pop it to one side here, pop the tail back on, which just flips on like there. So on to the Stegosaurus mode for Raw or Snarl. The mouth opens like so, and again you've got the absolutely lovely gold chrome effect common throughout ToyWorld's Dinobot release. Raw doesn't have any silver chrome on the Dinobot mode, just gold, and it looks fantastic. It particularly befits Snarl or Raw, both in terms of the G1 homage, but also in terms of the fact that he's meant to be a desert warrior. These are meant to be solar collectors, so the gold plating, gold chroming really looks beautiful on them. Tail does move up, as you can see. It actually has got this little connector here which goes in there, so you do end up with quite a bit of movement in the tail, which is nice. Each of these individual pieces here has some movement as well, so it's extremely articulate with that, and the feet move as well too. This one less so, but it does still have some movement. This has got quite a good movement as well. The whole thing looks absolutely gorgeous. So if you can just get lights just glittering off these guys, they really do look fantastic. I think Snarl is probably the shiniest one we've looked so far. I know the others have had silver chrome, which looks extremely nice, but I think the gold works particularly well with this model too. Okay, so transforming Snarl, reasonably simple, and again it's a fairly standard transformation compared to some of the others as well. It's not too dissimilar, in fact, to the Generation 1 style transformation. There's a few changes, but it's not that dissimilar. So we just start off by popping off the tail again, pop that to one side at the moment. Okay, so you might expect that side to be the head. No, it's this side that's going to be the head here, with all this side coming out from under here. So we'll just move the arms up a bit here. So the feet you can just see there. Just start off by splitting it in part like that. This whole section, including the head here, splits into two pieces. See, like so. Just move these up here out of the way a little bit because I want to rotate the whole lot down like so. This will naturally move a little bit, but you might just want to aid it. So as you can see here, so it just naturally moves like that, but you might just want to aid it by doing that. It's not obviously there yet, but we've got a good basis for it. The legs will flip inside here, and if you make sure that this is reasonably level here, you get an extra support for the foot, like so. So same deal here, flip this round in here, pop that like that, get that nicely inside like that, and you get an extra support for the foot. Make sure this goes down like so, get it out of the way, and there we have the feet and the legs. As you see, it's a particularly large foot, but it works well. Okay, this now flips up like that. So you want to have, you see these parts here, they want to be at the top here. This whole bit here, see, it's already loose, but you just want to make sure that it flips all the way down like that. This you want to have out, because we're going to reconnect the tail in that way. Before we do that, let's just sort the head out. So just in here, flip this up, head rotates up and in place like so. Hands, guess where they are? Yep, it's that standard, hands stored in there, and out they come. Now in terms of the actual hands, you've got an option. You could have them like that. Photos suggest like that, which is the same as it's in Dinobot mode, so it kind of makes them a little bit pointless at moving them, but hey, we'll put them like that anyway. That goes down, same deal here. Flip this up, out. Sometimes these are easier to come out than others. It depends exactly on quite how you hook them. Cut the hands, it goes down like that. And just put the hands in or the arms rather, in a suitable position. There's nothing to stop these from moving, so you are always going to have to hold it in place if you want to position the arms, which is perhaps a slight flaw, especially as how stiff the joints are. Okay, before I put the back on, I'm just going to give you an idea of the movement you've got. So you've got the waist, well that's not the waist, but the knees move, waist moves, you've got good position in there, you can move the feet, the arms do move up and down. This has got a ratchet in joint here, it's very, very stiff. You can just hear how stiff that is, but it does move. Like that. The hands are static. They do open like that, so it's kind of a clenching motion. That's as much as you get with that. Head itself rotates, and you've got slight up and down, mainly down more than up by virtue of the way it tilts because of that move, so that kind of the whole thing tilts a bit. But it still gives you a downward motion. You do have, I don't know how easily you can see this, a little bit of the glowing eyes with the, as you can see there, you've got the translution back there, harking back to some of the G2 Predators. They always had the glowing eyes which went down. I always liked it at any rate. Okay, so let's go on to some of his accessories. Tail. Now that obviously splits in half. When it does so, within it is the sword. You can just see how the indentation within the tail of how it goes. Like so. Quite a nice little touch there. And that's the indentation. You then need to just pop this in so you have it effectively like that. Remember that bit that we had put it on tail in dinosaur mode? Exactly the same in robot mode. And this is where you need a little bit of making sure that everything fits in so it's not all in the way. See, the whole thing does rotate around quite a lot. There we go. And that just sits on the back there, like so. Having now done that, we are going to pop the sword in. It'll help you point it the right way. And then he has a gun as well. So we just pop the gun in, like so, and then put it in a nice pose. So what's nice about the robot mode? Again, you've got the chest piece there. give you a bit of the homage to the original Dinobot mode, with the, apologies if you can hear that, someone's car alarm's obviously gone off, with the window here, which had been where the idea is the pre-transformed pilot would sit. This doesn't actually open or anything, it's just stuck on, well not stuck on, it's just a piece of plastic on there, but it gives the impression of being back to the original guy. You've got the glowing, oh, there we go, you've got the glowing eyes of the head, that comes up quite nicely there. And you know, the whole thing works well. Again, the chrome, the gold chrome obviously is still there, but it's significantly less prominent now, as you've got a lot more of the reds and the greys. Again, very much as it would be in G1 mode. Good posability. You do have to play around a little bit with the legs, because it is a bit top heavy, and these very want to move. Because of all this gubbins at the back here, see, you just move that and the whole lot comes tipping off. It is very, very prone to falling off. Just going to put that back in there, like so. Just move that down a bit there, so hopefully that's a bit more secure. But because of the amount of weight at the back, it is a bit top heavy, rear heavy, back heavy, whatever you want to call it. So you do have to be a little bit careful how he stands. But all told, it's a great looking version of Snarl. There we go. Okay, so size wise, well, I'm going to start comparing him to one of the G1 Sparker bots, Guzzle. Now, bear in mind that what we're comparing him with here, this guy, he's considerably cheaper. He's probably not even 1/10 of the price of Snarl, and he was a cheap price point back in the G1 days as well. Just to give you some idea of just how big this guy is. Compared to a more modern day one like Twinferno here from Titan's Return, and again he kind of towers over him too. The two sit quite well together. The Dinobots are always meant to be big, and Snarl is definitely that, or Roar is definitely that. So I think he fits quite well with Twinferno here. The Sparkerbot guys, just to give you some idea of what you're looking at comparison wise, the Sparkerbot guy compared to Twinferno is tiny as well. Compared to Snarl, well, you know, Snarl could actually step on him. Goes well, doesn't it? So yeah, definitely worth picking up. It's not cheap. Third-party toys rarely are, and combined Dinobots even more so, or even less so cheap. But it's a good-looking toy, and I particularly like the different plays on colours and the attention to detail. The fact that you do have glowing eyes, you know, it is very accurate to the original design, but also in terms of how we know Snarl to look in both comics and cartoon series, as opposed to the original toy, which perhaps left a little more to be desired. But yeah, it's a great toy, worth picking up. I say toy, it's at the price it is, it's not really a toy. It's more of a more something that you might buy either to make YouTube videos of, or to stand with the other Dinobots and go, wow, that's a lot of money, but it looks great. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you for the next review, where we will continue our look at some of the ToyWorld robots. Thank you. Goodbye.